the CHP still dealing with a crash. We check the roads right now with Frank Munich.
Well, and really one of the very few problems that we're seeing around the Bay Area, virtually the only problem we're seeing around the Bay Area, westbound 580, past Dutton Avenue, we have a crash involving a car that wound up on top of the center divide. We have a car back on its wheels and back on the left-hand shoulder. Some indications that we may also have the two left lanes blocked by this as well. Again, that's a crash on westbound 580 past Dutton Avenue in San Leandro. And problem being reported in Santa Rosa. This is Highway 12 near Melita Road, the Santa Rosa area. We have a report of an animal running in and out of lanes of traffic. Your next update at 12:08, traffic leader KCBS.
Mostly cloudy with a chance of more light rain tonight and tomorrow. Overnight lows tonight, mid-40s to low 50s. Highs tomorrow, low to mid-60s. Almost Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Michael Wald in Santa Rosa. Fights and weapons, gang-related violence among young people continues to be a challenge.
12, 13, 14 years old.
To run or not to run? I'm Mary Hughes, and it looks like a former San Jose mayor might have his eye on Representative Anna Eshoo's congressional seat.
And Israel steps up its airstrikes in southern Gaza. I'm Peter Finch. CBS News covers the world. Next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and on-beat stations.
Midnight.
CBS News on the hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Matt Piper. The health ministry in Gaza says more than 200 Palestinians have been killed since fighting resumed on Friday, following a week-long truce between it and Israel. Meantime, Israel's pounding targets in Gaza, as our Christian Benavides reports.
Fighting in the Gaza Strip has resumed after a week-long truce between Israel and Hamas came to an end. The IDF says it has targeted and destroyed more than 400 terrorist targets and says Hamas bears responsibility for the renewed fighting. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has directed negotiators to return. Israel also said Saturday they are considering a buffer zone between Gaza and Israel following the conflict to prevent an October 7th style attack from repeating itself.
Police in Southern California say a suspect believed to have been preying on the unhoused in a series of killings is now under arrest. CBS's Adriana Diaz.
Police announced an arrest in connection with the deaths of 4 people, 3 of them homeless and shot while sleeping. Mayor Karen Bass identified the suspect as a 33-year-old man. The individual responsible for these horrific crimes was found, caught, and will now be held accountable.
Las Vegas police are searching for a lone suspect in the shootings of 5 homeless people, one of them fatally. They say the shooting occurred in an unhoused encampment there. It's been a difficult year for home buyers who have faced high home prices and mortgage rates. Correspondent Michael George says many would-be buyers are hoping for some relief maybe next year.
Margarita Pavone is struggling to afford to buy a home in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Y en mi caso, soy madre soltera.
She says as a single mother, it's a dream to leave a legacy for her son. However, it's becoming increasingly difficult. Mortgage rates have eased, but are still close to their 20-year high in October, and there's a scarcity of homes available nationwide.
A person known to the French authorities as a radical Islamist with mental health issues stabbed a German tourist to death and wounded 2 people in central Paris before being arrested. So say police there. Former reporter David Huzan.
The Interior Minister said he was arrested in 2016 and sentenced to 4 years in prison for planning a terror attack. The Interior Minister said the alleged attacker was being treated for what the minister described as severe psychiatric problems.
Saturday night, Kiss closed out the final performance of their The End of the Road farewell tour at New York's Madison Square Garden. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you with Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution that attracts, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
What do you mean
down 2 bar backs. No one's manning front of me.
Now he needs a equally cosmopolitan replacement.
How am I going to find a new bartender before New Year's Eve?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with big Capital One Quick Silver Card. Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds? What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves on the park to your tree? Sure. But why would anyone want that? It's always very convincing. Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quick Silver Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The season to turn your home into a winter wonderland comes a survey on trends in holiday decor.
A survey asking adults about their plans for decking the halls and yard with holiday decorations is out from Lawn Starter.
People prefer real tree versus the artificial tree. Where they get the tree from, which is a tree farm. They decorate most in their family room.
When to start decorating? Lawn Starter, Jeff Herman.
36% think it's too early before Halloween. 23% say before Thanksgiving. 23% before December 1st.
And when it comes to keeping up with the Joneses, nearly 53% of respondents feel competitive with their neighbors. Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
Singer Billie Eilish confirms that she's come out. In Variety's November 13th cover story, she mentioned that she's attracted to women. Now she says, yes, I did not realize people did not know that's what I meant. And said she is gay and likes women. Matt Piper, CBS News.
It's 12:05 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. More light rain possible Sunday. Highs low to mid-60s. Good morning, I'm Peter Finch. Here's what's happening. Police in Santa Rosa are working to stem the gang violence between an increasingly younger group of kids. KCBS's Mike DeWalt tells us several students were arrested after fights this past week.
3 15-year-olds were arrested after a gang fight involving nearly 24 young people in the Santa Rosa Transit Mall Thursday. One armed with a ghost gun. Followed a fight where a student was stabbed the day before at the Santa Rosa High School baseball field.
They were all interconnected. It was all these kids that have a lot of gang tensions, and it was all connected.
Santa Rosa Police Chief John Cregan, who says kids as young as 12 are getting involved. He says police are trying to be more visible around campuses and downtown, but that only goes so far.
You're not going to be able to stop it when it's in the courtyard of an apartment complex, or wherever it may be, and so that's where we really have to start working on a more holistic model about what we're going to do to reduce some of this violence.
Cregan hopes the city can take an all-hands-on-deck approach that better redirects these kids away from gangs.
But at the same time, having some consequences for illegal behavior, and especially when it results in violent behavior spilling out on our streets.
In 2022, 4 juveniles were arrested for firearms. That number so far this year, 21. In Santa Rosa, Mike DeWalt, KCBS.
It's been a little over a week since Representative Anna Eshoo said she would leave her congressional seat behind. Now the question is, who's going to take it over? KCBS's Mary Hughes has more on one potential candidate.
Fair to say the decision will have to get made, or else they'll get made for me.
That's former San Jose Mayor Sam Carter. And while he has filed the paperwork needed to run for Representative Eshoo's recently vacated congressional seat, he's not made anything official yet. But on KCBS's State of California, Carter talked about how he has a proven track record from his time as mayor that could make him stand out from other candidates.
I actually have experience in running a city of 1 million residents, and there's a strong track record there, and people can look to my record, whether it's in building a police department and rebuilding a police department, to creating a new community choice energy program.
And that getting things done attitude, Carter says, is exactly what's needed in politics now.
There's way too much yelling, and there's not enough doing. We're not in the business as mayors of simply putting out pressure and pointing fingers at the other party, because our residents expect us to get things done.
Mary Hughes, KCBS.
2 people were taken into custody Saturday in connection with an attempted homicide in Lovers Point Park in Pacific Grove. Police in the Monterey County town said the arrest came after officers served 2 search warrants. The alleged homicide attempt happened late Thursday morning at the Oceanfront Park. Officers responded to a report report of a disturbance involving several masked individuals and one person with a gun. Police say the victim had fled the scene but contacted Pacific Grove authorities Friday and gave details of the incident that coincided with security footage from the crime scene. Just ahead on KCBS,
Chris and Carlo, people will play a prominent role in COP28 as world leaders discuss the impact of climate change. California have a voice for the people.
Back we go to San Leandro. Frank Munich with our latest look at traffic.
Well, it's virtually the only problem we're seeing around the Bay Area, but it is a problem. It's westbound 580 past Dutton Avenue, at least that's where our road sensors suggest it is. We have the two left lanes, at least the last report, blocked by a crash that involved a car that at one point was sitting on top of the center divide. Again, the two left lanes have been blocked on westbound 580 past Dutton Avenue by a crash involving a car that again slammed into and at one point was on top of the center divide. And that's it in terms of accidents or stalls. This is also the time of the morning where we see weather advisories either allowed to expire or put into effect, and there are nothing in the way of high wind or heavy fog advisories. Your next update at 12:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Mostly cloudy overnight with a chance of light rain, lows mid-40s to low 50s. Mostly cloudy with a chance of rain throughout Sunday with highs in the low to mid-60s. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's football season, and the NFL is in full effect on the free Odyssey app. We're heading into the final stretch of the regular season, and the playoff picture is starting to come into focus. Whatever team you're rooting for, the free Odyssey app has you covered with the local talk and your team's podcast. Plus, listen to play-by-play of every Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night game from Westwood One. If you're looking for the NFL, it's all on the free Odyssey app. Download it today and search for your favorite team. That's AUTACY.
The UN Convention on Climate Change, also known as COP28, will spend time focusing on the disproportionate way indigenous peoples are affected by a warming planet. KCBS's Chris and Carlo reports California will play a big role.
Tribal Affairs Secretary Christina Snyder-Ashkari is part of the California delegation in Dubai for COP28.
I'm the first indigenous person from the California executive branch that I know of, indigenous to California, that's going on behalf of California.
She says it's an opportunity to elevate the role of indigenous people worldwide.
The significance is not lost on me. I think this is actually the first point in history where globally, nationally, and some national governments have recognized the importance of indigenous voices in this space, understanding too that indigenous peoples are disproportionately impacted by the impacts of climate change.
She'll be on a panel discussing the 30 by 30 initiative, which is a pledge to set aside 30% of state lands and coastline by 2030.
And then also talking a bit about how we've been supporting habitat restoration, our tribal partnerships within the context of our legal framework.
Tuesday is the day indigenous peoples will play a prominent role at COP28 as the convention zeroes in on resilience and just transition. In the East Bay, Chris and Carlo, KCBS.
With the California Faculty Association planning a one-day strike at 4 Cal State campuses next week, CSU officials say they're prepared to agree to most recommendations of a neutral fact finder. We get more from reporter Margaret Carrero.
The issues include paid parental leave, which CSU would agree to increase from 6 to 8 weeks. Leora Friedman is Vice Chancellor for Human Resources for the CSU. With respect to salary, she says,
the fact finder recommended a framework that seeks to align with the Consumer Price Index. The fact finder recommended a 1-year 7% general salary increase along with other compensation adjustments. CSU believes that our proposal for 15% general salary increase over 3 years actually exceeds the fact finder's framework.
She says the cost of heard their proposal. 7-1 FM, Margaret Carrero, KCBS.
The series of one-day rolling strikes includes San Francisco State on Tuesday. The 80 employees who maintain San Francisco's public schools plan a one-day strike Monday to protest what they call unfair labor practices over wages and other issues. The San Francisco Building and Construction Trades Council says the school district has failed to pay wages it owes to plumbers, carpenters, roofers, and other tradespeople, and has continually violated state labor law in its recent dealings with them. Ticketing will begin 6 a.m. Monday outside the district's maintenance and operation facilities on Tolan Street. Ticketers will later move to the district's central offices on Franklin Street. A hearing with an arbitrator is scheduled for Wednesday. It has the feeling of a playoff game. We'll talk 49ers-Eagles sports in 90 seconds.
My grandmother taught me an important lesson. She said, Brian, you are what you can't let go of.
What did she mean?
She was saying that the things you cling to define you.
What did you do?
I got rid of a bunch of junk, and it felt good.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
When we worked our magic, you'll feel as light as a feather,
As free as a bird.
as happy as a puppy.
And you'll glitter like frost.
So we make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. That's right. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there in America land. Amazing! Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Coming up on KCBS.
UC Davis researchers have wrapped up a comprehensive study on dementia and personality. I'm Megan Goldsby with what they found coming up.
KCBS News Time, 12:15. Sports, close but no cigar for the Warriors in LA as they lost to the Clippers 113 to 112. More sports. Here's Matt Pittman. Call it a grudge match, a revenge game. Call it whatever you like. It is a rematch of last season's NFC Championship game where the Niners lost not only the game but Brock Purdy to injury. But as Nick Bosa reminds us, the Eagles won the game but went on to lose the Super Bowl by just 3 points to the Chiefs.
Last year, over with. Neither team finished the job, so it's not like they're looking back and reminiscing on the NFC Championship win either. I'm sure we're both sad at the end of the year. We both have aspirations to win Super Bowl, so it's a new year and it's a big step for both of us to get to that aspiration.
8-3 Niners are 2.5-point favorites over the 10-1 Eagles in Philly. A head-scratcher to head coach Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me, but I don't really know how that stuff works, so I don't really know why. That's just random.
Kickoff Sunday at 1:25 on Fox. At the sports desk, Matt Pittman, KCBS.
How does law as a rescue station for people who have been injured? One problem faced by a lot of people is that their medical insurance doesn't provide what they need. People come to us with state-funded insurance plans, like Medi-Cal, Medicaid, and Medicare. When they've been injured, they often find there's a long waiting period before they can get the treatment they need. And that treatment is often very limited. Even when you have private insurance and have been extremely injured, you often can't get quick access to the doctors you need. And then the insurance company, the people who injured you, will say, if they were really injured, they would have gone to the doctor sooner. When you've been injured, you need to be rescued. Rescued from the insurance companies. Our law office is a rescue station for people who have been injured. We're good rescuers. If you've been injured, let us rescue you. Call How This Law at 1-800-INJURED. Talk with us and your day will get a whole lot better.
Enjoy the holidays at the top of the Mark's iconic Sky Lounge, offering breathtaking views of San Francisco since 1939. Visit kcbsradio.com/contest to enter for your chance to win a $500 gift certificate for the top